Hey Tracy, taking a look here at week 2. Nice job on the narrative. Definitely pushing yourself to think about all the different techniques. Slicing, caramelizing, absolutely, pureeing, blanching, shocking. You might also think about things like deglazing, right? And picking up that fawn. Cooking it to au sec, right? Sautéing, right, with the green beans and the broccoli. Really, you're just forcing yourself to kind of think about these cooking techniques, right, and putting some of those professional words to them. So you start to utilize those words, right, and start talking more professionally about food, through this process. Nice job on the production steps, and then also describing overall flavor. I love how you're describing that onion butter, and I love how you're describing those vegetables, right, where they're firm. They still have some texture, and I'm always looking for that. I think with vegetables, right? I do want them to retain some of that vibrancy, just so they still retain a lot of flavor, right? There's really no reason ever to take a vegetable to completely kind of soft and mushy. You're really then muddying the flavor. Maybe if I was braising a vegetable, right, or stewing something, but with sautéed vegetables, I do want to have that vibrancy. The both your blanched veg look fantastic. You take it to the point where, again, it still has vibrancy. You're still considering the fact that it's going to continue to cook, and your presentation looks fantastic, right? That overall finished green veg here with the broccoli, it's still vibrant, and it's still clearly, right, you're not getting that degradation around the edges. So nicely done with that. The almondine, just watching out, some of these areas here are getting a little bit too dark, then I'd like, really making sure, particularly when you're toasting nuts in a pan, you're moving them, pretty rapidly, so that they just get a nice even brown, not taking it too far. But the finished product looks fantastic. Those green beans look better cooked than they did, raw. And this is really also, I would just pay attention to this too, trying to select for quality. If we're starting off with, a less than perfect ingredients, right, it's kind of hard to, end up with a really beautiful product. And so you could see, right, where some of that browning, right, there's some of that dehydration happening in these beans. These beans were obviously had been picked quite a while before purchasing them, or, they may have just kind of sat around. But I love how, after the blanching, after the cooking, they look like completely transformed. They look really fantastic. The onions, yeah, definitely. Let's see. So you're cutting rounds. So you're not cutting. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of variety in sizes here, right? Those middle pieces, definitely you're talking about the thicknesses, but even thinking about, right, those middle pieces are going to be much smaller than those outside pieces. So having that onion and then cutting it in that lyonnaise cut, right? So that cut that we were looking at, in the slides on Wednesday, right? That French cut, lyonnaise cut, where I'm cutting, not from, not those half rounds, but, cutting from one side to the other is going to be the closest that you're going to get to like a julienne of an onion. And those pieces are going to ultimately be much more even. And so I have a little bit more control, especially when you're cutting a round object. One, it's not that safe, right? It's because that onion is going to roll on you. But two, yeah, it's going to be really difficult to get, consistent cuts, again, for those same reasons. So always want to make sure you're working with a flat product. But your onions look fantastic. Yeah, definitely where you're seeing some of those thinner pieces, right? Here's a really big piece, right? Some of those thinner pieces are cooking a lot faster. I definitely see that, but I love where you're taking it. I love some of that browning that you're getting. So nice job with that.